Welcome to Let's Go Abroad. Today we are discussing about ties to your home country. Anytime that you want to immigrate abroad, be it when you're applying for a student visa or when you're applying for your work permit. So you've gotten a 2-year work permit for Luxembourg, or you've gotten an admission at the University of Luxembourg. The assumption is that you would want to go to Europe, or you would like to go to wherever you're applying and settle there. The Europeans and the Americans will not allow you to go and settle there because you'll be causing a strain to their maybe already strained resources, or maybe you could be taking opportunities that are supposed or meant to be for their own citizens. So it remains your duty to convince the immigration officer that you will come back to your home country when you are done with your period of study. Okay? So when you are writing your letter of intent, it is important that you show your ties to your home country. Okay? What are ties to your home country? These are things that bind you back home, that will give you a reason to come back to Kenya or to come back to your country. Things that make you want to settle more in Kenya long term than settle in the country that you're immigrating to for studies or for visit if you're applying for a visit visa. Okay? And the first tie to your home country is family. Family is such a strong thing, and we all respect families. Okay? Do you have a child that you're leaving behind? And this is something that I see for most people who are applying for master's degrees. Indicate that you have a child, and that child will be a reason to come back. Do not assume. Do not assume. Okay? Do you have a family? Are you married? Indicate that you have a spouse, and your spouse would be a reason to bring you back. Okay? How close are you to the family of origin? Now, assuming you are a married person, how close are you to your family of origin? If you have close ties with the members of your family of origin, pale mahali ulizaliwa, ensure that you show photos that you're close to them, that there are ties that bind you to them, and they'll make you come back. Okay? Were you taking care of your grandmother before thinking to go and study in Europe? Before applying for this visitor visa, maybe to whichever country you want to go, are you taking care of your old grandparents or your aging parents? Attach a photo. Let it be known that you have a family, you have children, you have a spouse, and these are people who will make you come back. Ties to your home country give you a very strong reason to come back, and that will convince the consular officer that they need to approve your visa, because when you are done with your bachelor's degree, 3 years, or your master's, you will come back home. Okay? Now, the other thing that can bring you back home, which is a very strong tie to your home country, is an existing business. Okay? If you have a business that you are running, that business can bring you back, and you know you'll come back for that business. You need to indicate and to show proof. Don't say anything that you cannot prove. Okay? Do you have a business permit for your business? That permit that was issued by the county government, and ensure that it is a current one. That's a very good documentation. You own a company and you're the person registered. Attach that document. Attach your CR12, because your CR12 is the one that is showing you that who owns the company that you're claiming that will bring you back. Does that business have a business account? Attach that document to show that it is a running business and it is making profit, and you can always come back to it. And what else for the business? Yeah, the registration document. So we have the business permit, the registration document, the CR12, and the bank account for that business. That can support your case to show that you have strong ties to your home country. Another one could be a job. Maybe there is a job that you are holding now, and the employer has given you a period to go and study for 3 years, for 4 years, or for 2 years, or to go maybe for the 1-year master's program. Show that in the documentation that you are an employee of ABCD company. This is a position you've been holding, and your employer is giving you permission to go to Luxembourg, to the University of Luxembourg, to do a master's in ABCD. Yeah? Like, it's very much possible, especially even for lawyers. You know that degree in the University of Luxembourg for master's degree in mediation, your employer can give you permission to go and study. So you need proof that you work in the organization, number one. That your employment contract is a very good document. Sorry. It's a very good document to show that you work in that organization. And then the official letter from your employer confirming that they're giving you time to go to this country and to study. That's a strong evidence for ties with your home country, because you will always come back. You will always come back to your job. Okay? Now, besides financial and family, there is also ties to your home country that can be proved through community engagement. You're a member of a CBO, community-based organization, a CBO that you started, 15 of you, and you're an active participant. That is something that can bring you back, and it is something that you need to show in evidence that you're a member of this CBO, and these are the activities that you do. Okay? Anything that you do in the community is something that gives you a sense of belonging. And whatever gives you a sense of belonging is a strong tie to your home country. Ensure when you are writing your letter of intent, that is when you are applying for visa, you show these things. You don't just assume. Okay? You are 19-year-old, 20-year-old, you help your father in running his business. You want to go and do your bachelor's degree in University of Luxembourg. Just ensure that you show the consular office what will bring you back to Africa when you go to Europe. Because if you do not show them, they will not know. So let them know that you assist your father in running his business and stuff, and you have photos and you have whatever you can attach as an evidence. Okay? Now, the other thing to show that you have ties to your home country is a documentation that shows that you're already stable in Kenya and that you are not running away from challenges and financial problems in our country. What can you show to show, what can you produce as a document to show that you're already stable in Kenya? An employment letter can show that you already have a job, meaning that you are stable here so that you don't have to run away. You could be having land in the country, so you've bought a property and you have land. So you will attach the title deed to show that you own this number of parcels of land and that you are stable in the country. You own a building, or it was left as an inheritance to you by somebody. Even if maybe you may not have finished the whole process of transfer of that property to your name, it is something that you can attach. Something to show that you have immovable property. Assets that you can use to show that you are stable in Kenya. You have a car, meaning that you are stable in Kenya and there is nothing that you are running away from. Okay? All those documents that can show your immovable assets and to show your stability in the country are good to use when you are showing ties to your home country. Okay? Now, another thing to notice is that there's a mistake that I have seen where people just stuff documents, they just stuff photos, and then they don't have a line to say what is this. Okay? Arrange your documentation in order. So you may have evidence that you have a family, with a business, or the income in terms of employment, or both. Sometimes it can be both, or community engagement, or your immovable assets. Don't just mix documents anyhow, yeah. Arrange them in a systematic manner, and as I have mentioned, family always come first. So those evidences that you have a family back home that will bring you back come first, and then you have a line or two to just, you're not so long, because you don't want your letter to be so long again. You know, if you do a very long letter, no one is going to read, you know. I don't know if you saw the newspaper of what is happening at VFS. Huh? They get a lot of applications in a day. Yeah? But then don't just draw photos and what have you. Explain systematically, okay? And if you decide to use photos, let your photos be clear. Let your photos be clear. If you decide to scan documents, ensure that the documents are legible and they can be read properly, okay? Yeah, so that's just what I had, but just to emphasize on the need of showing very strong ties to your home country so that your student visa will not be rejected. Okay? Yeah, it's nice having you. Kindly consider liking, kindly consider subscribing for more of this and for your support. Bye.